Okay, if you were paying a lot of money to get something fixed on your car, you probably would get more than one estimate.
That does not always happen when it comes to millions of your tax dollars.
The I-Team's Casey Geraldo explains what she uncovered.
We heard from a lot of you about delays in road construction and wanted to look into how the whole process works. When we did, we learned there's a lot of money in road construction and taxpayers may not be getting the best price.
It slows you down and changes your route. But is highway construction costing you extra money too? It's the question the I-Team asked after learning Wisconsin's state construction projects have half as much competition as some of our neighbors.
More information is always better.
Drivers tell us they shop around when it comes to their cars.
Do you think the state should be doing the same thing when it comes to road projects?
I do actually, yes.
Crunching the numbers, we learned 16% of state road construction jobs go to companies who are the only ones asking for the job. In Iowa and Minnesota, it's 8%. So what does that mean for the state's bottom line? We went to Marquette University assistant professor Walter Melnick.
Having more firms will be better because now a firm, when it's choosing its bid, it wants to underbid maybe 5 firms instead of just 2 or 3.
Simply put, it's possible the state's bill for road work could be lower. Former Department of Transportation Secretary Mark Gottlieb explained in more detail.
That's not to say that in an instance where you don't have a competitive bid, that you didn't pay a fair price. But certainly more competition is going to force the contractor to have a sharper pencil and to bid more competitively.
A competitive bid, meaning a lower cost bid, would save taxpayers money. He explains the department can decide the only option isn't the best option and redo the bidding process.
Naturally, you don't want to do that. There's a cost to that as well. I mean, if you're making changes, if you're delaying, that incurs a cost to the public as well.
He believes there is a way the Department of Transportation could get more competition for its jobs by creating a long-term funding source for road projects. DOT funding has been inconsistent over the last 5 years, in part because of a decrease in federal funding. In 2017, $15 million went to the roads. The year before that, it was almost $400 million. This year, $40 million have gone to roads.
It takes time to ramp up capacity. People are not just sitting there with millions of dollars worth of equipment idle, waiting for something to happen.
But if they know they could get a big job, they know it could be funded, they might do that.
If we had a sustainable system where we knew how much money there was going to be and we knew that it was an adequate amount, I think you would see more competition, you would see a more robust industry, you would see people willing to make investments in their companies that increase their productivity and ultimately decrease the cost of the taxpayers.
Something drivers certainly want to see.
We shop around, why not them shop around?
DOT says some things that impact competition are out of their control, like market conditions, supply prices, and contractor availability. It tells us it's making efforts to adjust accountability, quality, and cost effectiveness when companies are bidding for jobs.